Am I entering this? Was it? This is 19? Is this 19 or 20? This is 19. Right? Double Time!
Hey guys, welcome back to Double Time, your favorite musical podcast. I'm Ryan,
I'm Noah.
and together we make Double Vision, the best band of all time.
Right. Right. What is this 19?
I believe this is episode 19.
Okay, welcome back to episode 19. Things are looking a little different here. We're at the alternate studio location. We had to,
Our bunker.
Yeah, we had to talk to our landlord, and
Right.
he got us a temporary place, for this episode.
That sounds like it could be realistic.
That's what I'm saying.
Oh yeah, we talked to our supervisor.
Yeah, we talked
He had to book us a place.
Yeah, the other
last
studio
one,
was
yeah.
going under some
Right,
renovations, so
right.
needed a spot, but we're here.
So to start things off, if anyone's interested, I got another single coming out soon. Can I get applause soundboard?
Yeah.
Okay, thank you. Yeah, I got a new song coming out to the sequel to No Harm to Drive, same storyline. This song makes a lot more sense than the last one, context-wise. This song is about being far away from someone you want to see. A common theme in Double Vision music, unfortunately. No, it's a classic love song about wanting to do anything you can to be with the person you care about. What are we doing here?
You're good.
Oh, check. Yeah, this one is much less like chill piano. I would say it's also like less theater. Like this one's it's still like chill-ish, but it's much more like not like lo-fi, but that's kind of the best word I can use to describe it.
It's more like chill pop.
Yeah.
Kinda.
Yeah.
Like it has like piano, bass. It's not as symphonic. It's more like just like a. But it's still.
Right. It's a.
It's not
Right.
like because the last one was pretty like, I don't know. Like it was like sort of a ballad.
Yeah. Yeah. This
Like-
one is much more like poppy.
Yeah.
Like this was the first song I wrote for the entire album, and this was before I even decided to make it like a musical theater thing. So it doesn't really have many theater aspects to it, but it's very important to the story. This is the most meaningful song to me. Was the first one I wrote for this.
This is the most meaningful one.
Yeah,
Wow.
I know. Because this was when emotions were in full force.
Okay. Right.
This was like peak everything.
Okay.
I mean, this is gonna be like the single.
Yeah,
like the
yeah.
entire thing was going to be in this
Yeah.
song.
Yeah.
Before I was like, you know what? No, I got a lot more to say about this.
Yeah.
So yeah, this one is very much most important to me. Got the most fond memories of this one. But
You want to remind everyone that this is all rooted in reality.
yeah. Like he said, this is all of these songs for this album are rooted in reality. Like everything actually, it's not just I'm writing a song about this because I want to write a song. It's
Yeah.
This all actually happened, and this was how I was feeling during the time that I wrote it.
Not so much a jelly scenario. Like
Yeah.
this is actually about something.
Yeah, this is very real, and I hope
Yeah.
it comes through in the music. But, yeah, these are all rooted in reality. These all actually happened. This is all how I was feeling. Right.
Right. So yeah, when does that? Do you want to drop the date? You might as well.
If I remember correctly, I'm pretty sure it comes out on September 18th.
You want me to pull up the calendar?
Sure.
Also pulls up the calendar.
Yeah, get the calendar out.
Yeah, 18th.
So, yeah, unless something goes catastrophically wrong, the song should be coming out September 18th. It's a Sunday, but it should be releasing Saturday, 9 p.m. PST. So, yeah, that's the current state of this song. Still working on getting it finished up, making it perfect. I really like this song. One of my favorites from the entire album, so I have high hopes for it, hopefully. Right there, buddy?
Yeah, just yawning.
Right. Right.
Yeah, so September 18th, possible music video here, depending on
Yeah. I
filming
didn't
things.
exactly have one planned. There was just no clear idea for it. If anything, it'd probably be closer to a visualizer. I know No Harm to Drive wasn't a crazy music video. It wasn't a ton of settings. But if I made a video for You Make Me Feel Like This, it would be along the lines of single location, and it'd be a lot. It might just be singing in a room. It wouldn't be.
Which I think matches the vibe. You
Yeah,
don't have
it
to,
wouldn't be
you know what I mean?
this. It wouldn't be elaborate.
Yeah.
Is what I'm trying to say.
Yeah.
Because the song isn't.
Yeah.
It's not meant to be some crazy
Yeah, it's not like a
out there
yeah.
thing. So yeah, we'll see what happens with the music video if it happens. We'll keep you updated, of course.
Yeah, we're waiting on some filming locations to
Yeah,
be
we
confirmed
gotta get
or
our,
denied.
our
so-
permits and stuff. We're professional here,
Yeah.
unfortunately.
Yeah, yeah. Unfortunately.
Yeah, we'll see what happens, and we'll keep you updated on all platforms. Speaking of all,
Yeah. Speaking of all platforms, we are in our plotting era. We are plotting world domination here. Don't make that face like you haven't been on board with the plotting era. Don't make that
I gotta
face.
act like the reasonable one here.
No, you don't.
Right.
No, we are coming for blood this time. As DV. Don't backtrack.
You say it like
here.
that.
We are though. We're not messing around this time.
We're serious now.
Yeah.
Just say,
We
don't
gotta-
say we're here to kill. you
Well,
know?
we're not. Well, but we're coming for the industry blood here. You know what I mean?
Okay, yeah.
Industry speaking,
Yeah,
we're
take
coming
down,
for blood.
Take down the corporations.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. We're testing out a TikTok strategy for the month of September, and by strategy I mean
actually posting.
actually doing things like we should have been doing for the past year. And we're gonna see how far we can get in a month, and just see what works and what doesn't. This is just like the trial month because things won't start to amp up really until October. So this is kind of like.
We have the time to test things out.
Yeah, DV's kind of easing its way back into the spotlight here.
Right.
And yeah, we are going pretty crazy on TikTok. We're getting like 2, 3, sometimes 4 a day, which will probably be the norm for at least the rest of the year at this point.
Hopefully, yeah.
We obviously would like to keep it going as long as we can, but yeah, definitely until at least the end of this year. We'll probably even get up to 5 or 6 a day, which that's my goal. But for September, we're doing 3 to 4, sometimes 2. Just like
Seeing what works, seeing what doesn't.
just trial and error. We're reposting some videos edited differently, with different music, vibes, different sounds, editing things, because you got to keep people's attention and stuff like that. Because
we're very much trying the new audience method right
yeah,
now.
we're just seeing what works here. This is all in an effort to take over the world.
Naturally. Right.
Yeah, DV is coming back strong in Q4 and in 2023. 2023 is a big year.
Yeah.
So we're starting up now. And so make sure to follow us on TikTok and keep up with all the new content. There's lots of good podcast gems. If you're a creator or an artist of any kind, you will find lots of good little gems on there. If you watch these fully, then you're not missing out, but still check it out for fun, random videos, production things, production videos from me, covers from both of us, music video behind the scenes, gear reviews like from our studios, like
a lot of how we do things behind the scenes.
Yeah. If you're interested in like the behind the scenes, that'll be a lot of that. DV's back. That's all I gotta say.
Right.
Before we move on to anything else, I want to answer a question here from Spencer Warlton. Shout out Spencer. He's asked me some questions through DMs and stuff like that about producing, and I think he's trying to get into it himself. So, Spencer, I didn't forget that I was going to bring you to a session. We've just had a lot of like, grab and go sessions, so to speak, trying to get, Ryan's EP done, and Lord left, so it's kind of like, but we'll get you in, I promise. I told him that he could like sit in on a session, see how we do things, but he said, what helped you guys learn to mix better and be able to realize your old mixes weren't as good as they could have been? So last episode we talked about sort of advice to ourselves and what we would tell our past selves, and what I was talking about a lot, how like you should be satisfied with the mix because it's going to be there forever on your discography, and you're going to be hearing that forever, whether you've outgrown Emotions or not. Like sonically, you should be like to the T where you're wanting it to sound. You shouldn't settle. So he just asked, how we sort of identify that our mixes have gotten better. I can let you go first because you're kind of the less technical, because I do all the mixing. So Ryan has
I'm
less
just a hot one.
Right. He has a more like hearing different things.
Yeah,
than
I just
like,
say this sounds good or this doesn't.
Yeah,
sound
than
good.
actually knowing what's happening. So.
So yeah, in terms
I'm
of
not saying that in like a dumb way. I'm just saying.
Yeah,
you know what I mean.
I know what you're. I don't.
You don't know what's going on.
You need to learn.
Yeah.
This is embarrassing.
No,
for
you know what I mean though. Ryan has the more like this sounds good or it doesn't.
Yeah. Well, I would say, improvement is just natural. You're gonna realize, looking back on anything, that you're improving. Just in terms of something like Mistletoe Love, which is the thing we always go back to.
Yeah. Just for reference, Mistletoe Love was our first album.
Yeah, our first
album
project together.
Very first project.
So yeah, in terms of not being technical, I can speak in terms of like more just the creative stuff going into it, as in when I was writing the melodies and things like that for the song, they were very simplistic. Like,
Yeah.
and I think that's part of the success of songs like Somewhere in the Snow. It's very repetitive. Like, it really just gets in your head, which I need to get back to probably. But I think now that I've been doing it for so long, I can take more like creative liberties and try new things out. And I wouldn't have done that before. So I would say that is one of the many things that we can improve on, or that we have improved on looking back. Our songs now are much more experimental and creative with like melodies and chords and
Yeah.
all of, the elements
We're
of
way
music.
more like not technical, but just like, oh, what if we added a seventh to this chord, and then it's like sounds nicer.
Sus and augmented. And
Yeah, we're just we're getting better, like just in general.
We're just learning music, because I don't
Yeah.
know any music theory. I never knew any music theory. I took
Yeah.
piano lessons for a little while. I took guitar lessons for a little while, but I don't know anything technical. I don't know anything professional. I just do what sounds
Yeah.
good, and that evolves over time. I teach myself new chords. If I want something that sounds specific but I don't know what it is, I look it up and I figure out what it is and how it works into a song. I still don't know theoretically how it works.
Yeah.
I don't know what is supposed to work, but I
Yeah.
just do it until it does.
Yeah.
So I kind of brute force my way into it. And if you're someone who doesn't know music theory, try brute forcing it. It
Yeah.
might work. That's how I've been doing it.
Yeah, the past 2 weeks I've been sort of learning theory mostly for my Berkeley audition coming up in the probably early next year, because I'm going to be tested on that, so I kind of have to know what I'm doing. So I've been learning like scales and different chord formulas to apply to those scales, and like intervals and inversions and all that crap. So I'm starting to like understand it, which has already helped me a lot, I think, in the past month with like producing Ryan and producing new things for Double Vision, and just like kind of knowing where to take a song production wise, because like a lot of the times, like I would have to start out, and I still do, I have to start out with samples to get a vibe for a song, and then I'll sort of translate that to organic instruments and MIDI and synthwave tables and stuff like that. So, but with music theory, learning that, I kind of like know, I can kind of hear like what a song could end up as, at least melodically. So I think it's starting to help. And at least from a mixing perspective, how have you noticed like improvement? Because that's what he was asking. Like, this is all good, but like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like,
No, yeah, I'm dodging the question here. Before I answer that, I will dodge the question one more time.
Yeah.
But I will say, this is music specific, of course, as always. If you are someone who wants to get better at writing things, I would definitely recommend learning music theory. I should learn music theory, especially
writing
if you
things
are
like melodies.
yeah, like writing songs and such.
Yeah.
Learn music theory, because if whether or not you're like getting feedback or giving feedback, it's very useful to know how music works. If I knew music theory, I'd probably be much better at knowing how to make something sound, sadder, which that one's pretty clear, but evil or mysterious
Or painful,
it'd be a lot easier to tap into those musical emotions.
Even me just knowing my scales, like my major and minor scales, like I'm able to improvise so much now with like chords and top melodies over chords. It's like even just my scales.
Yeah, and that's kind of what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Like in the last couple of weeks when we've been doing things together,
Yeah.
if I'm kind of stuck on where to go with something, he's much better now. Not that you were,
nah.
Well, yeah, I'm saying you're much better now at like knowing where I want to go with it.
Yeah.
Even if
Yeah.
I don't know in the moment.
We're getting better, but yeah.
But
yeah.
mix-wise, to go back to the original question, how have I noticed that mixes have improved, and how did we learn to improve? I guess that's probably more technical, but
Yeah.
it just like the vocals sound better. I mean, learning how
What
to
does that mean?
learning how to do things better, learning
Yeah.
how to melodyne in a more natural way. Something as simple as that.
For all you, Melodyne is our tuning software.
Yeah, not
we don't
Auto-Tune,
use, we
but-
don't use AutoTune, where you just, because AutoTune, well, I mean, there is manual tuning in AutoTune, but a lot of times what people think AutoTune is, which it is a version of it, you pick the key that you want to sing in, and then the notes just snap to that. We don't do that. We manually tune every individual note and transition from notes. It's like, it's very gratuitous.
So
Is that the right word? Gratuitous? Alexa, what does gratuitous mean?
The adjective gratuitous is usually defined as given, done, bestowed, or obtained without charge or payment. free.
Okay, that was not
I
the
don't
right
think
word.
that's the right word.
Very. Okay, that was not the right word. Sorry. It's very
What was the sentence?
intricate. Melodyne. The way we tune vocals, like I'm not just snapping them into the scale of the key we're in. Like I'm changing the
It's
fine
time-consuming,
tuning
yeah,
of the
it's a
transitions
lot of
between
work.
notes, and every note by note of that we sing, every take, every layer is manually tuned note by note. So it's very intricate and it's very tedious and it's very
Extraneous, is that the right word?
I don't.
Alexa, what does extraneous mean?
The adjective extraneous is usually defined as introduced or coming from without, not belonging or proper to a thing, external, foreign. For more
Yeah, I don't think that's the right word either.
We'll get around to it. Don't worry about it.
It's very intricate. That's all I can
Yeah.
say. There's a better word for it, but it's very precise.
But yeah, I think that is part of it. Learning that the mixes were better, we just used to be lazier. I think that's just one of the many things. Like
Yeah.
on one of our songs for Mistletoe Love, respectfully, I gave him a bunch of vocals and he said, "It sounds good enough. I'm not tuning this."
He gave me a bunch of vocal stacks of
harmonies and such.
and then I was like, "This sounds fine."
Yeah, it sounds fine. So we're just going to use it. Nowadays,
Now it's
you'd be going through every single thing.
Yeah, and 2 years later, you can tell it's like, oh damn,
Yeah, looking back, you can hear that it wasn't
Yeah,
done
it wasn't
what should have
tuned.
been done.
Yeah.
So I think that's one of the many things that we learned is just take your time with it. Don't be as lazy with the
Yeah.
things that you do. Every aspect of it, if you're 10% lazy on it, that adds
right,
up.
Right.
That's really going to stack up by the time you're done with the song. So really take your time with each piece of it. I think
Right.
it kind of connects to the last episode. Like
Yeah.
this will be out forever. Take your
Yeah,
time with
just
it
don't
and make sure
settle.
it sounds good. Don't
'Cause-
settle.
yeah.
We used
Yeah.
to settle.
Yeah. Because all those Mistletoe Love mixes, it was like the first draft of the mix. I was like, okay, this is it.
Yeah, like
this
this sounds
mixed.
good. We did it once.
And now we do, I would say, on average, at least 5 mixes of a song before it's done.
Probably.
You know what I mean? We revise a lot.
And from a duo feedback perspective, I don't think I used to give notes.
Yeah,
much.
yeah.
Or I was much more
Yeah, you were just like,
reserved.
oh, yeah.
mainly.
Which
Well,
I think-
one of the main reason
mean,
was I just didn't know you.
That's what I'm saying. Well, that, and I think, because, you always say, your version of making music was lining things up in Audacity and
I think we've
exporting
said
it.
that before. I used to use Audacity to make my music.
So, yeah. I'm not saying this is, you're dumb kind of thing.
Yeah, I just didn't know.
Just you
how it worked.
you would be sent something that was half-ass mixed and be like, oh, this is crazy.
It sounds way better than anything I've ever done, and
yeah.
I don't know how you did that. I assumed you were putting your best.
Yeah. That's what I mean. You were just
didn't know how it
oh,
worked.
okay, yeah.
Now I know how much
Yeah,
effort you put
yeah,
into things,
yeah.
and now I know how much you need to put into things.
Yeah.
So that's how I would say, from a not technical standpoint, I don't know what I'm talking about, but I now am much more comfortable with him. I'll give a trillion notes if it means
Yeah.
making the song better. I don't care about his feelings anymore.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm not trying to be nice anymore. I'm trying to make good music. So
Yeah. Yeah.
that's what I would say.
I stink from the Caesar salad. Do
That
you
sounds
like garlic?
That
Are
sounds
you
like-
hella garlic?
That sounds like a you.
You know what I
problem.
mean? Are you garlic?
No, I'm Ryan. Are you garlic?
Are you garlicky? I feel like I'm right now. I kind of feel bad looking at you.
some shit.
I don't want Mentos. I already have a Lifesaver.
I have Tic Tacs.
Oh, you know what I can do?
Or Lifesavers, or you have candy canes, or I have.
You know what I can do here?
I have. Oh, okay. Yeah, this is all staying in.
Yeah, no, it is.
Right.
Anyway,
For all
I'll
you,
get to my thing in a second
Audio
here.
listeners, he has his Listerine out
Don't worry, there's a video on
that
Spotify.
that he had under his desk.
Yeah.
Wait, this is what?
There's a video on Spotify. You're forgetting that there's a video on Spotify.
Well, I just listen. I don't watch the video.
Okay.
Yeah, he is now bringing the Listerine to his mouth that was under his desk. I don't know why he keeps Listerine under his desk in his bedroom. Oh, sorry, ASMR. Did you swallow that?
I did.
What is wrong with you?
You know what I mean?
I actually can't believe you just did that. What was that?
No.
I don't know about that.
Look, man. It is what it is. It is
Okay.
what it is here.
Yeah, that's a clip. That's a clip. What?
You're not rocking with swallowing Listerine?
No, I'm not. I'm a strong believer in not swallowing mouthwash, respectfully.
I don't do it all the time, but I got to do it when I got to do it.
You gotta keep the insides clean.
Yeah.
Sparkly clean, of course.
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't know how we're continuing this. I don't know how we're continuing our friendship.
All right, let me answer my part of the question here.
I'm getting
So yeah, as the executive mixer of both of our entire discographies, basically, I view mixing as trying to get every sound to blend and be as cohesive as possible for the listener in the stereo field. So you have your left, right, center. I'm not mixing in Atmos. I'm not doing front to back crap.
we should though.
If it wasn't $29 a song, I would do that. Would be sick because Logic has Atmos mixing, which I should probably learn. Yeah, for the movie. Which I should probably learn that because Berkeley has that. So yeah, my job and the way I view things is to get things to sound as cohesive and as clear in all of their, respective elements and capacities as possible. So like I want the bass to be nice and full, nice and subby, depending on the song, but in general, like you can hear it on, even phone speakers. Basically, that's a good way of putting it. If you can hear everything on a phone speaker, you're good. Because that's what most people are listening to it on. Either that, AirPods, or car speakers. If you can hear every element on a phone speaker, your mix is probably good. Take that probably very heavily, but like that's the general idea. You don't want to have to be plugged into a $500 speaker system to be able to hear your bass. Like you know what I mean? Like you should be able to hear everything on a consumer level audio output. Yeah. So not your $800 Yamaha monitors in your bedroom studio. Like that's just it's unrealistic.
Of the time, people will not be listening.
Yeah, it's not realistic
like that.
Yeah,
do the car test, do the phone test,
phone test, and headphone test. Yes, and even laptop test maybe.
Really?
Maybe.
Yeah, if you have every resource you have available for speakers, try it out.
That's what I do. Every speaker I have, I run it and I see what sounds the most. If the bass is a little too heavy on the car but a little too light on the speakers, then I'll meet it halfway in the middle, so it sounds relatively similar. As that's another good way of putting it. As close as you can get your song to sound on all the different audio outputs, that's like your best bet. Like if you can get everything sounding the same, all the different things you're listening to your song on, that's like where you want to be. So yeah, bass nice and subby. Keys nice and wide. You don't want it overlaying with the vocals because a lot of keys are in the that 200 to 600 range, which is where vocals lie. Vocals are more 300 to 500 hertz, but I'm just getting nerdy now. Just everything needs to be clear. Vocals need to be clear. They need to be right down the middle. Lead vocals obviously. Keys need to be nice and airy and wide and not reverb, but just bright. Guitars need to be also wide, just like I'm getting nerdy now, but like just making everything sit in its own pocket in the stereo field so you can hear everything cohesively, nice and tight. Everything should sound like it complements each other. Nothing should be, wrong sonically. Like if a snare is not fitting the vibe of every other instrument, I'll switch it out. Like it's my job to make sure everything sounds like it's all playing together. And to make sure that you can hear all of that happening. The keys shouldn't be drowning out the guitar. The guitar shouldn't be drowning out the vocals. Like, everything needs to be complementing each other and going back and forth sonically. So, a lot of Mistletoe Love was just, sloppy tuning with vocals, crappy EQing and mixing with vocals. The vocals are very dark. They don't sound clear at all. They sound muffled. We recorded on these microphones, actually, so...
Yeah, there's a reason.
Yeah, what you're hearing is...
And the guitar sounds very, like...
hummy.
Tinny.
Yeah, tinny and hummy and boxy.
Yeah. And I think all of this is just, like, stuff that comes with time. You have to experience it. You have to do the research and figure it out. It's not going to be overnight.
Yeah.
You're not going to go from Mistletoe Love to Jelly overnight.
Yeah, and even Jelly has a lot of flaws. Yeah. But, there's obviously improvement. But, yeah. Because, these were the only really recording mics we had at the time. We had Blue Yetis, but, like, I was like, oh, sure, that means audio. So, recorded on these. didn't barely did any like corrective EQing, and I'm kind of glad I didn't, because if I raise the highs on these, it's like hissy and like gross. It's like, so like I'm kind of glad that's how it stayed. I'd rather them be dark and kind of muffled than bright and gross. So yeah, what you're hearing right now is a pretty good representation of what Mistletoe Love sounds like.
Mistletoe
love, mistletoe love. Yeah. So anyway, and yeah, just like Ryan said, learning different tricks with time. Lord helped me a lot in the past couple months with a little tool called Stereo Spread, and which things to put them on, to put that effect on, and which settings to put and all that crap. I could go into it for a whole episode, but like, yeah, just picking up tips and tricks here and there, figuring out what sounds good myself, just experimenting, going back and forth, going into old sessions and duplicating them so I don't change the original session, but then just experimenting and seeing what I could have done differently with, the old mixes, and trying to improve the old mixes with the new things I've learned. Just a lot of trial and error, honestly, and a lot of, YouTube and friends helping, and, just picking up little nuggets along the way that build into, your arsenal of knowledge.
Full chicken.
Yeah. Yeah, right. Nice.
Right.
Nice. Yeah.
All right.
So yeah, long story short, just time and general experience with things. But yeah, there's really no way to hack it.
Long story short, just get better.
Yeah, just do better. Just be good.
Don't be stupid.
Yeah, don't be an idiot. As we said last episode, don't be an idiot. Yeah, that's about it.
That's mean. I don't like that sounds so mean in this context.
Yeah, non-derogatory, but don't be an idiot. Just life advice. Just don't be an idiot.
Well, yeah, that's life advice, not this advice.
Yeah, just don't be an idiot.
Yeah, you're doing great. Don't worry about it.
Yeah. And yeah, for those of you with limited gear, do the best you can. Like if you don't have
what you got. I had Audacity for like 4 years.
Yeah, and he made a whole album.
And I made a whole album.
It might not sound the best, but he made a whole album. And we have the can I leak this?
I mean, yeah.
Just the fact that we're redoing it.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we're redoing Ryan's first solo album, properly mixed.
Yeah,
now that we
it
have,
should have sounded.
Yeah, the way it should have sounded. Now that we have the resources and the knowledge to do so, but nonetheless, he made an album with Audacity, and it was out, and people could hear his ideas and his art and his sounds. So
work with what you have.
Yeah, just do it. And don't wait. Don't wait until you have that computer. Don't wait until you have that mic. Just get it.
Every time we say,
we've
make
recorded
sure the mix is perfect.
Yeah,
it's perfect for what we have.
Yeah, exactly. If we go to the Berkeley studio that I was at a month and a half ago, it would sound a whole lot better.
Yeah.
But nonetheless, we are doing the best we can with a 2015 iMac and a $300 mic. Not that we're not grateful, but you know what I mean? Like it's certainly, not
$1 million. It could always be better with more equipment.
We're not at recording studios in LA here. So
Yeah,
very big yet.
Right.
But yeah, that's all I got for that part.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Check.
And we can do a whole nerdy audio mixing episode for those of you that want it, because I can
a little solo episode.
Yeah, because we can do all that, and you can do your songwriting episode.
Of course.
Yeah.
Next season.
Yeah.
2 seasons from now. 3 seasons from now.
Yeah.
My season.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. Solo season.
Solo season.
Yeah.
Right.
So yeah, just work with what you got. We've recorded damn jelly vocals with this iPhone, so like I don't really.
Did we?
Yeah.
What do we record on?
My Electric Harmonies.
Oh yeah, it's always your harmonies on the Lord songs.
Yeah. Yeah, we recorded Electric Harmonies. We recorded, I think, some Night Goes On harmonies. I'm trying to think here. I don't think we did that much, but we nonetheless we did though. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah, working with what we have in the moment.
Yeah, and I only have like 5 or 6 paid plugins, which I mean sounds like it's like
Yeah.
But like still, all these producers with like $10,000 in their production arsenal, it's like you don't need that. It's nice to have, but like you don't need it. Like,
it might make things easier, but
yeah, you don't need it. And that's just like plugins. That's not like hardware. It's just like EQs and VSTs and stuff like that. Like you don't need all that. It's cool and it's great, but like you don't need it. Yeah, that's all we got, right?
I think that's
episode.
everything. I think we give a decent answer.
Yeah.
If we avoided the question, let us know in the comments.
Yeah, and ask more questions. If you guys
Yeah.
have questions about anything, we would love to do a Q&A episode. And also, there's a way, I think if you go to the Spotify, like the general Spotify page of Double Time, there's a Q&A section. Either that or it's yeah. It's live right now. Or it's at the bottom of the episode. Like if you go into the episode on Spotify and then scroll like where the lyrics usually are, I think there's a Q&A like area and we can see all of them. So ask away because we
do
will
it there, do it on TikTok. There's
Yeah,
a Q&A section
TikTok
there.
comments.
DM us on Instagram.
Yeah,
Leave
like-
a comment anywhere.
Yeah, anything
So
we
will
can
see it.
Yeah, anything we can talk about, we'll talk about. So,
Yeah.
especially if it's like, I mean, not like nerdy, like behind the scenes stuff, but you know, if we know, like, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
if it's like,
if we have an answer, we'll probably answer your question.
yeah, that's all I got for episode 19. Yeah, DV's coming for Blood. Ryan has a new song coming out next week, basically, and
much.
Get better at mixing. That's all we got to say.
And follow us on TikTok because we're posting all the time, and follow us on Instagram because we're also posting all the time.
Yes, DV's
Big
back.
month. Big month for DV.
Big month,
Big month.
and we're only gonna get better because we're coming for Blood this time.
Yeah. Plotting.
Plotting. We're in our plotting era. We're in our
Plotting.
villain plotting. So, yeah. Thanks for watching. We'll see you on episode 20 of
Wow,
Double Time.
That's like
Wow.
that's double digits.
Okay.
Our next show. Anyway, I've been Ryan.
I've
and
been
He's
Noah.
always Noah.
Right. Sometimes.
Right. And this has been
Right.
episode 19 of everyone's favorite musical podcast.
Double Time!